edition of Garage Tour here on Farming Simulator 19. Today we look at the large tractors within the shop, and from my first perspective there's a lot larger selection of large tractors than there is the medium and small tractors, and a wider range as well. So the first tractor we'll be taking a look at is the John Deere. This is the 7230R. So this will be the smallest of the John Deere large tractors. Again, on all these tractors, none of them have a front loader. They all just have front hitches inside, so it's all the normal technical side of it. Same screen, just moving up in the world. These things are a lot bigger anyways than their counterparts, the smaller tractors. Reverse it back up here again. Then our next one then is the Case IH Optimum 270V CVX. Again, it looks like all these large tractors all have front hitches, but none of them can have a front loader. There's your inside again. Not too bad. Next one then is the New Holland T7. They all seem to have these little GPS boxes on the roof, set to the Deutz Fahr. This again has a front hitch. Inside, looks well inside. I remember when I was younger there was a local farmer who used to have all New Holland tractors. Well, to me it was a big selection. I think he had about 4 of them. He used to do contracting work locally. The next one is the Steyr 6270 ZVT. Again, front hitch. Just got sunroof from the back. Sorry, sunroof from the top. And a nice armrest. Joystick controls. Next then we have the Deutz Fahr 9290 TTV. Yeah, look, they all sound like tanks the size of them. They're massive. And the size of the player, at least I'd say those wheels are at least 5 foot tall. Again, all of these have they're a lot more advanced with their joysticks and touchscreens and all the different stats that are available on these little screens everywhere. Next then we have the Massey Ferguson 8727. It's a lot more silent hum to this one compared to the Deutz. Sounds smoother. Inside again. Joysticks everywhere. Not as elaborate as the Deutz, the joystick. And we have the next New Holland, the T8. So 3320. Again, all front hitches on all these larger tractors. There's like a very long nose on it. And the joysticks again. More simplistic, one hand jobs to do a lot of the controls for the tractor. I actually planned to go to the Ploughing Championships in Ireland this year. No event. Today, it's the National Ploughing Championships. It's a 3-day event here in Ireland. And of course, the week it was on, a storm hit Ireland. The seems the championship ran perfectly on the Tuesday. Then the storm hit Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and I was going down Wednesday. Well, I heard the night before, I had a friend that actually works in the ploughing championships. He told me that the actual championship had been delayed from opening from 9 o'clock till 11 the next day. So I said that was grand. So we decided to actually leave a bit later in the morning. Instead of leaving at, we were planning on leaving at 6 in the morning. We were planning to get up at 5, leaving the house at 6. So for us, it's over a 2-hour drive. Of course, with traffic would have been 2 hour, half hours, 3 hours. So we planned we'd probably get there about 9, half 9. But we left, I think it was 9 o'clock we left. Was it 9 or half 8? I think it was half 8 because we were getting close enough at 11 o'clock when we drove down. And we heard on the radio the opening was delayed by another hour. And then we were about from here to the medium tractor away from entering the parking area to get in to it. And we noticed that there was actually cars being turned back. So there was a policewoman, a Garda, at the gate, and she was turning traffic back. And we were like, oh no, not after coming all this way is it after being closed. And such a disappointment. I've been planning to go for the last at least 6 or 7 years. Just always something came up between work, and I was at college as well for a period of time. Nothing really fell into place, and then this year is just perfect with everything planned, days booked off, and of course the storm. The actual ploughing champion was cancelled for the whole of Wednesday. The storm actually had overturned stands, had damaged food areas. Some of the toilet sections, the portaloos, were knocked over. So I'd hate to have cleaned that up. It was an absolute mess. But they decided to open it again on the Friday. We were like, no, we couldn't organise all our days off again on the same day again. It was such a disappointment. And for anyone who's not from Ireland, if you look up the National Ploughing Championships in Ireland, you'll see what it's like. It's one of the largest farming showcases in Ireland every year. I think about over 250,000 to 300,000 people go to it every year. For Ireland, that's a lot. It's more than just a ploughing championships at this stage. It's more of a showcase. You'll have a range of all the larger, a lot of these large tractor companies at it. And it looks nice. Something about just the nose and the fence. They look good. Such a bulky tractor as well. But yeah, you would have had a chance to see all these, sit into a lot of them. I'm not sure if we would have had the larger tractors on the end, but you have all of these largers for here and machinery. I was really looking forward to this year. But again, I'll plan it for next year. I might do a vlog and put it up on the channel just to show off what it's like. I've never really sat it down this big. Try any tractors like this. For me, it's my brother has a Zeller. She's not very big. I would classify her probably as a medium tractor. My dad has an old not 135, Massey Ferguson 35 from about 60 years ago. That he's kept clean and he's kept running. I wonder what these are like to drive in real life, these tracks. I actually find them quite difficult to maneuver here because they're just track based. It can get you confused. Reverse up there, back in place again. Fent. That's one of the is that 4? So the John Deere, the Challenger and the Fent all have a track version, and then the JCB is up. Some of the New Holland don't have one. Steering wheel has controls on it. All nice and fancy inside. These ones this and the JCB I find very hard to control. The front loaders are not, I don't find the front loaders a lot easier to drive than these center swivel tractors. They're a bit more confused and difficult to drive for me anyways, I feel it. Challenger. That was JCB back there, was I think it was. Challenger track version. Again, this instrumentation on the steering wheel. There's your GPS screen there in front of you. They both sound the same actually. Probably the same engine side, but just different wheel setup. I think it's the same controls as over there as well, identical. We have the Fent. Nice hum to them. GPS again. That really looks like the Challenger. I wonder is it a case that do Challenger and Fent, are they owned by the same company? Because they're near identical. And even the Case IH has a very similar nose shape. And the last one was the Case IH quad track. No front hitch on this one. Actually no front hitch on the track ones and the very large ones. Screen, the joysticks, the GPS. So that's the show of what all they look like. You can see here what I'll do is, I'm sorry about being glitchy. I'd say it's all been glitchy down to the amount of tractors I have parked around here. And again, when I finish up with this, I'm going to get rid of them all. This is one of our smallest tractors. Not as small, but one of the small ones. Size. When you think about it, this, for me now, this was not a small tractor when I was a kid. That was actually quite a large tractor. But this is what they classify as a large tractor now, the Case IH quad track. So take a look in the shop. So again, we've done all the large tractors here. You can see the range and value from 240,000 the whole way, what's the biggest one here? To 438 for the quad track. Now the one thing with a lot of the larger tractors have their own the wheel brand, the wheel setup, and the engine setup. The difference with the tracks is they have the wide wheel setup, or the thin. So the standard and the 3 meter. The 3 meter gives a thinner track and a wider profile. Now, I'm not sure personally what this is for. I wonder what is for crops when you're maybe spraying crops, or would it be that? But I'm not sure myself. And they all have all the track machines have that setup, and right up to the Case. FS17. This was one that was a very popular one to be used. So that's the large tractor showcase, our garage tour. Again, we've covered all of these. We might move on to something different the next day. I'd be interested to see what all the Forester machines look like and how they work and the range that's available at the moment, and see what's available and how they work. But that again, that's my garage tour of the large tractors. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you later. Have fun. Slán!